stop talking now. Okay, welcome everyone to Busybird Publishing for the launch of Pride by Lazaros Zigomanis. I would like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land, the Wurundjeri Willam clan. And I think it's very appropriate that we do that because the book has some elements of their culture in the book. So, this is so exciting. I suddenly feel emotional. It's one of your own, that's why. Les and I have been friends for 10 years. Pretty much on the dot, maybe a month ago. We met at professional writing and editing, and there's quite a few people in the room that were always also there. I read Pride, I think in 2008 or maybe end of 2007. So I'm very excited to have Kat Clarke here tonight to officially launch this book. Kat was kind enough to read the book for Les last year to make sure that we weren't stepping on anyone's toes in terms of cultural sensitivities, and so we really thank her for that. But she's been a champion of the book as well, so we thought appropriate that she launch it. So I'd like to welcome Kat.
All right. I did have a few words that I wrote, and they were sort of just like dot points because I like to be real and authentic when I do deliver, or when I do deliver a lot of my talks. And mainly because I think it's just a way of me connecting with you as an audience as well, to go with the vibe and the energy that's in the room. As Aboriginal people, we tend to like to go on the sense of energy and the way vibes are and things like that. So I think that's a really good way. And coming in tonight, I found a very great vibe. You're all very, talkative and excited, and just as excited as Blaise and Les is. So it's really great to see the support that Les is getting for this book and Busybird has got for this, for publishing it. I'd first like to pay my acknowledgements. What I really wanted to say too is storytelling is something that is oral for us, as you know. On top of that, it's second nature, much like football for us as well. And when I think about football, I think about those things. I think about how it's a long tradition. I think about how it's still a pride of Australia. So I'd like to get you all to raise a glass, or at least a phone or something, or the book, raise the book even, and just giving a cheers and a hurrah to Les and Busybird Publishing and Blaise for actually achieving this. This is a great moment for them, and congratulations on your first young adult novel, Les. Thank you
so much. Thank you. So, now I would like to introduce Lazaros. He's going to, I think he has something written, and he's going to have a little speech. So welcome, Les.
Okay, thanks to everybody for coming out tonight. The thing is, a few have come from long places, such as Kathy George's come from Queensland, Marty Green's come from Sydney, Alex come from St Kilda. So, just want to thank everybody. Somebody asked me earlier about how long this story had been in the making, and I think sort of to explore that, you really need to understand writing as a vocation. I mean, there's a lot of writers in here, and I know what I'm talking about when I say writing is a really lonely vocation. If you're happy, if you have a well-balanced life, if you look forward to tomorrow, and you want to introduce some misery into your life, there's two ways to go about it. One is to buy a membership to the Collingwood Football Club, and the second is to become a writer. It's really just You know, you do. Sorry?
You've got both.
I'm only 27. I did a few years ago to a different publisher, and they got back to me after 15 months with a no thanks. He gave me some really nice feedback, but it's still no thanks. And you know, and that's the other thing, is just constant rejection. It's the writer's life is just constant rejection. So it's really important as a writer you develop a fraternity. What do you think? So she read this in 207 and she loved it, and I gave her stuff after 207, which was different books, and she always felt messed and where the trees were. She's a great writer. And when I got back from that fellowship, which was in Queensland, I worked on the revision, and Blaise read it again and gave me feedback, and I think I know she's probably read 9-10 times, just constantly evolving. So it's amazing to have a friend like that. Words of which, ironically, you know, what I meant to be doing as a writer, I cannot articulate, you know, how deeply thankful I am to you. So thanks for that. And finally to Busybird Publishing, just for believing in the book. As I said, this book's been around 15 years. I think it's been rejected by pretty much every publisher. Some of them have been really, you know, giving me really great feedback, told me they liked it, but they don't think it was right for their list and all that sort of stuff. But in a way, that's actually helped. It's been a challenge. It's like every time it's been knocked back, I've looked at it and said, okay, it needs something greater. And as I said now, I think now it's a much more fully realised book, and it's better for the journey. So thanks to Busybird Publish, and again, Busybird Publishing, and again, thanks to everyone that comes. Okay, so I'm going to read, how long? Hour? Boots, left first, my kicking foot, laces tied, then the right, socks up, down, up, then back down. I actually thought Melissa would do it. Bundled around my ankles, jumper on but not tucked in, there, fluttering across the concrete apron that led down to our ground. While it was evening, it wasn't quite dark and still warm for this time of year, although the gentlest breeze just night would offer some relief. 2 light towers illuminated one pocket and flank of our open spheres of light. Huddles of players kicked footballs, back and forth ran hard, filled with enthusiasm and eager to secure a spot, while most of the older guys were indifferent. The era of 20 years was only one of only 2 current players to have played in our last premiership. The ball shot through his hands, hit his stomach, as bulbous as the head of any hot air balloon, and ricocheted away. He gasped as he bent low. "Easy, Luke," he said.
So thank you all for coming, and let's party.